Hey, baby girl. Um, First, I really just want to say that I am so proud of you for just going through this and being real, being authentic, and not running from your emotions and being angry and being okay with being disappointed and feeling like you were hurt and feeling like whatever you went through, no matter how complex, how ugly, how difficult, how spiteful, how just full of rage you felt towards God. I am so happy that you had those feelings. You didn't run from them, you didn't hide from them, and you spoke on how you feel, and you were very, very just truthful to you, with you, about what you were feeling and what you felt like you were going through. So I just want to say, keep going, keep being as honest and as authentic as you can when it comes to understanding your feelings and trying to figure out what's going on and how you feel. And I just want to say I'm so proud of you, and I'm just so proud that you weren't scared to say and act and move in what you truly felt, and you gave yourself the opportunity to recognize those different feelings and explore them. With that being said, I basically just wanted to say today, like, if you have to be a bitch for you to understand, like, okay, Asia, this is the respect that you need to have for yourself. This is how you need to move, not even just in the presence of men, but just in general, so that you know this is how you want to regard yourself. Then be a bitch for a little bit, and it's okay. And it's not saying that you're going to put out anger and project anger onto people that have done nothing wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But if it takes you being a bitch to feel like you are protecting yourself, to feel like, I know how I want to be treated, I know how I want to be spoke to, I know how I want to be this, that, and the third. If you being no nonsense and letting it be known by speaking with complete and total confidence, speaking with with a sense of honestly bitchiness to you, then that is okay. Be a bitch, because what I would rather you do is be a bitch and learn how to hone that, and you're still able to protect yourself, than for you to continue in this same mindset and allow what happened to you to happen again, but just in a different manner. Allow for, just because you desire something so much, you're willing to compromise things that are not compromisable. So if being a bitch makes you have to honor yourself, remember that you have value, remember that you need to be spoke to a certain way, remember that a man, or any person for that matter, should respect you and approach you in a certain manner, then be a bitch. And it's not a bad thing. This is something that will help you, because there's a confidence that comes with being a bitch. There's a confidence with making sure that somebody is going to respect me and treat me a certain type of way. And when you talk to me, you will not come half-assed, you will come correct. You will not speak you will not speak with fear. You will not speak with doubt. You will not speak with self-confidence. You be a bitch until you understand there's a certain mode that you want to feel, and there's a certain type of confidence that comes with that. And with that confidence comes an armor of protection. And if that protection is in your bitch, then be a bitch. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, what you will learn is how to speak for yourself. What you will learn is how to make sure that people respect you. What you will learn is how to value yourself. And if that comes off a little aggressive, then that is okay. But as long as you remember that it's not somebody else's fault for what happened to you, and they don't deserve to be a consequence of the anger you have towards that previous situation, you are fine, because you're not going to sit out here and project and foreshadow anger from somebody else onto someone else. That's not what I'm saying. What I am telling you, that if you have to be angry, if you have to be just very conscious and conservative about yourself, to the point to where it's like you ask why, you speak when you feel uncomfortable, you say what's on your mind, it's not being disrespectful, and it's not being something that a lady shouldn't do. You're protecting yourself. And if that comes off as bitchy, well, then you're the biggest bitch out here. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with it, but you cannot continue to be in a situation and not learn from it. You cannot let this happen again. And if it does, then it will not be because I didn't speak up. It will not be because I was fearful. It will not be because I've told myself that I shouldn't speak when I should have. If you have to be a bitch for a bit, baby girl, be a bitch. And learn how to find it. Learn how to control it. Learn how to mold it. Because know your battles, yes, but understand that you have to speak up for yourself. And if being a bitch is what makes you feel like, that makes you come with that little bit of aggression, makes you come with that little like, I'm that bitch, like you're not going to disrespect me, then be that for a bit. I embrace it. I used to be so angry. I used to get so upset when people would be like, every woman has a bitch, or every woman can be a bitch and all that stuff, because I didn't want to be that. But at this point, it's not about how other people see you or how other people or how you choose to portray yourself to other people. At this point, it's about you. So fuck what the society says, fuck what culture says. If you have to be something and in other people's eyes, they label you and minimize you to that one thing, then that's on them. But as long as you know that you are protecting yourself, that you are beginning to hold yourself and you're making yourself stand at a different standard, then there is nothing wrong with that. You have no reason to bite your tongue. You have no reason to feel insecure. You have no reason to feel self-conscious. You deserve to walk in value. You deserve to walk in light. You deserve to walk with the confidence of knowing nobody is going to disrespect me. And if you do, then there will be it will be addressed. There will be something to be said. Walk in your bitch. Hone your bitch. Because every woman, now that I feel like what I've went through, every woman has a bitch. And every woman needs to have a bitch. And you need to understand when it's time to pull that hoe out. It's not a bad thing. And if people feel like you got to be a bitch to be respected, then I'm going to be the biggest bitch out here. You feel me? And it's not going to be out of anger, and it's not going to be out of hatred, but it's going to be out of respect and loyalty to myself and what I know that I deserve. So I'm not going to disrespect you, but you will respect me. That's what my bitch is. That's what our bitch is. And that's what we're going to continue to just grow in and figure out how we want it. But you must speak. And if that means you have to be a bitch, if that means you have to be in a sort of like defensive or just very cautious mode, then you do that. Because at the end of the day, we're here for us. We're here to protect us. We're here to see the growth and maturity within us. If it comes from a little anger or from a little rage for you to get to where you want to go, then you will do that. It's the same thing as athletes saying they play angry, or athletes, men acting a certain type of way to get what they want. If you have to be aggressive, if you have to be mean, if you have to be outspoken, if you have to be confident, if you have to say what's on your mind every single time for you to get to a point to where you hold yourself to a certain regard and you make people do the same, then you be a bitch. But you do not deserve to not truly feel what it feels like to be you and not truly understand how fortunate other people should be when they're around you, just because it may come off a wrong way. If you gotta be a bitch, be a bitch. Let me tell you, you're a bad one. I'm so proud of you. This week it's been good. And I love you.